Sick of cramped cabins, roaring engines, and the guilt of sky-high carbon emissions? Picture this, an aircraft that lifts off not with fuel, but with nothing more than the energy floating through the air. Forget what you thought you knew about flight. What if a plane could soar endlessly without ever needing a drop of fuel? This isn't science fiction. It's real. And it's flying right now. Maxwell Chikumbutso's groundbreaking self-powered aircraft is tearing up the aviation rulebook. Instead of burning fuel, it rides on invisible waves, radio frequencies pulsing all around us. No gas, no batteries, no plug-in, just pure energy in the air caught and converted into flight. For years, the aviation world has struggled to clean up its act. Jet engines are carbon monsters, spewing out over 2% of all global emissions. Each cross-country flight is a pollution bomb. Governments, activists, and scientists have been sounding alarms. But real solutions? They've been grounded. Electric planes? Heavy, short-ranged, and painfully slow to charge. They can't match even the smallest private jets. But Maxwell didn't follow the crowd. He didn't add more batteries. He removed them. Instead, he tapped into something we've ignored for decades: radio frequency energy, Wi-Fi, satellite signals, cell towers. The sky is already humming with power. Maxwell simply figured out how to harvest it. His aircraft is laced with cutting-edge antenna arrays, so sensitive they capture even the faintest RF waves. Those waves are stored through a phenomenon called resonance induction. And then, they're fired straight into electric motors. No combustion, no fuel tanks. Just silent, clean, wireless thrust. The aircraft becomes a living receiver, sipping energy from the sky like a solar panel drinks in light. And if ambient RF isn't enough, Maxwell's ground-based RF towers beam focused waves into the sky. These towers are like invisible runways, guiding planes with power, not pavement. So long as there's a signal, the aircraft keeps flying. No pit stops, no emissions, no limits. The result is stunning. A flight so quiet, so smooth it feels like gliding through space. No vibration, no engine growl, just a whisper of wind. Maxwell calls it surfing the airwaves. And he's not wrong. This technology doesn't just promise sustainability, it delivers liberation. No fuel means no pollution, no smoke, no smell, no carbon tax. Just endless sky and infinite potential. Imagine drones flying days without landing. Cargo planes delivering across continents without ever refueling. Medical aid reaching disaster zones in minutes, not hours. All powered by air. The heart of it all is Maxwell's RF harvesting system, a marvel of real-time tuning and conversion. It collects multi-frequency RF energy, transforms it into usable electricity, and feeds it to lightweight motors. Supercapacitors smooth the flow. AI on board optimizes it. The aircraft knows where the signals are and where they'll be. It flies smart, it flies safe, and it never flies empty. Rain or shine, day or night, unlike solar, RF power never sleeps. No clouds, no darkness, no problem. And while hydrogen fuel cells risk fire or explosions, RF power is calm and safe. If needed, it can shut down in milliseconds. Sensors track everything, from power intake to motor torque. If one system fails, another takes over. It's built for resilience. It's built to last. In test flights, Maxwell's prototype flew over 500 kilometers non-stop with zero fuel on board. Just ambient waves caught and converted in real time. The aircraft is featherlight, made from advanced composites. It doesn't need a runway, just a flat surface or open field. And the future? Floating RF towers, that was like beautiful balloon base stations. Satellites broadcasting power worldwide. No matter where you are, desert, island, mountain, you'll have power in the sky. And that changes everything. Suddenly, flight becomes available to everyone. No airport needed, no fuel trucks. Just signal and lift. Imagine drones rising from city rooftops, flying silently across towns, dropping off medicine, supplies, even people. No roads, no traffic, just clean flight. And yes, RF is powerful. Focused correctly, it can beam hundreds of watts per square meter, enough to fly. The key is efficiency, not brute strength. Maxwell's engineers developed AI that constantly retunes the aircraft's systems to squeeze out every last drop of power. It knows where to fly, it knows how to catch the strongest signals, and it flies even when the sun goes down. This isn't just better than solar, it's more reliable, more scalable, and far, far safer than burning anything. The aircraft adjusts every second. RF signal strength, motor output, flight dynamics, all monitored, all controlled. And the system is built for backups, more receivers, more motors. If something fails, nothing falls. This is the future of long-haul flight. Maxwell's system doesn't just match jet performance, it crushes it in safety, cost, and sustainability. And now, autonomous versions are already in testing. No pilot, no refueling, no stopping, just non-stop AI-guided motion. Maxwell's team has flown unmanned RF aircraft across entire regions. Governments are already lining up. In Africa, nations are laying down RF corridors, power lanes in the sky. No airports, no pipelines, just towers and beams. Rural areas are suddenly connected. No roads, no problem. You get power, flight, and communication instantly. And the cost? Lower than diesel, lower than batteries. RF towers are solar-powered and modular. Drop one in the jungle or desert, it just works. The same way cell towers revolutionized phones, RF towers will revolutionize transportation. Maxwell's aircraft is only the first domino. Soon we'll see RF-powered cargo planes, human air shuttles, RF taxis gliding silently over cities. No more gas stations, no more terminals, just access, freedom, a new world in the sky. Because with RF power, no tankers, no pipelines, no refineries are needed. The skies become open and free. Startups are already licensing the tech. Universities are launching new degrees. Aerowave engineering. It's a blend of aerospace, AI, and wireless power. It's where the next generation is headed. And it doesn't stop in the air. Maxwell is building RF-powered boats, cars, even homes that draw power wirelessly. Imagine driving without ever charging. A house with no wires, just waves. Villages with clean, limitless energy broadcast from the sky. The humanitarian impact is massive. Remote clinics powered from orbit, emergency relief that arrives without roads, children learning by light powered through the air, no grid, no delay, just life-changing connection. And it all started with one radical question: what if planes didn't need fuel? Maxwell answered it, not with theory, with flight. He built, he tested, he proved, and the world is finally catching up. He's open sourcing key parts, he's training engineers, he's launching global RF innovation challenges, because this isn't just his dream, it's ours. The chance to fly cleaner, the chance to live freer, the chance to give everyone, everywhere, the power to rise. This is RF. This is the future. And it's already in the sky. The old age of aviation is ending. A new one has begun. and it's powered by waves. Let's fly. For over a century, we accepted that flight came at a cost to the environment, to economies, to entire communities left behind. But that story is changing. Maxwell Chikumbutso's aircraft is more than a machine. It is a symbol of possibility, a challenge to every assumption we've held about power, propulsion, and progress. It whispers a new message into the clouds. What if we never had to burn anything to fly? What if energy was not something we mined or drilled or stored, but something we tuned into? What if our cities didn't smother the planet to move goods and people? What if our skies were clean? What if our energy was everywhere all the time? What if anyone, anywhere, could access it with no strings attached? RF-powered aviation is not just a technical evolution, it's a philosophical one. It demands we rethink how we see the world around us. The very air we breathe is alive with power. The noise we once ignored is now a symphony of opportunity. Invisible waves bouncing across continents, carrying more than data, carrying hope. Hope that flight can be clean. Hope that innovation can come from anywhere. Hope that a single idea can ripple across borders and redefine the future. For too long, Africa has been viewed as a consumer of technology, not its creator. But with Maxwell's aircraft, that narrative collapses. This is African ingenuity, not imported solutions. This is a blueprint born from local needs, built with local minds, and aimed at solving global challenges. The implications reach far beyond transportation. Education systems will change when connectivity arrives through the sky. Healthcare delivery transforms when medicine lands in villages within minutes. Supply chains evolve when logistics no longer require highways or fuel depots. Economic opportunity explodes when access is no longer tethered to infrastructure. This is not the age of the airplane. This is the age of the airborne network, a system where the aircraft is just the node, a mobile, intelligent, zero-emission node in a web of possibility. And Maxwell's team isn't stopping with one design. They're prototyping new airframes, lighter, faster, more adaptive to different climates and use cases. Drones that hover for weeks, cargo. Planes that scale with need, VTOL shuttles that serve both cities and jungles. Every model adds a new dimension to the network. Every improvement lowers cost. Every flight proves the doubters wrong. And as adoption grows, so does the infrastructure. RF towers become as common as light poles. Entire regions sink into signal-rich zones. We no longer plan around refueling points, we plan around data corridors. Routing isn't about air traffic control, it's about bandwidth. The aircraft of tomorrow won't just read maps, they'll read the sky, scan it for signal, chart their path through streams of wireless energy, and land without ever asking the Earth for fuel. This is power without pollution. Mobility without limitation, connectivity without compromise. But Maxwell's mission isn't just about the technology, it's about the people. The kids watching test flights from dusty village roads, the farmers who'll ship goods without roads, the medics who'll respond in minutes, not hours, the students who'll learn coding through RF-powered school drones, the innovators who'll stand on Maxwell's shoulders and build the next leap. He knows the job isn't done when the plane flies. It's done when everyone can fly with it. That's why he's training engineers, creating local manufacturing hubs, open-sourcing designs to accelerate replication, hosting global design competitions. He wants to see RF tech in hands from Kinshasa to Kansas because a decentralized world requires shared knowledge. And RF-powered flight isn't just a solution for one continent, it's a solution for all of us. We face a climate crisis that doesn't care about borders. We need mobility systems that don't punish the planet. We need power systems that don't monopolize resources. We need designs that liberate. We need dreams that fly. And now, with Maxwell's aircraft, we have proof that it can be done. The tech works, the economics make sense, the infrastructure is scalable. What remains is the will to implement it, to shift investment away from outdated giants, to elevate the disruptors, stop asking what's safe, and start asking what's right. Because the path to change is no longer paved with runways. It's carved through the air, carried on frequency. There are still challenges ahead. Regulatory frameworks must adapt. Airspace must be redefined. Standardization must evolve to match the innovation. But the momentum is building. And momentum is hard to stop when it lifts from the ground and never comes down. Every great shift begins as a single spark. And this spark has caught wind. Maxwell's aircraft is lighting up imaginations. It's forcing conversations in boardrooms and ministries. It's shaping the curriculum of the next generation. It's realigning investment away from combustion and toward connection. And it's doing something even more powerful. It's restoring belief. Belief that we can build clean. Belief that we can build equal. Belief that we can fly differently. If this technology was born in secrecy, it now rises in sunlight. It invites scrutiny. It welcomes competition, because true transformation isn't afraid of attention, it thrives in it. And the more the world sees what RF can do, the faster we transition. This is not a gimmick, not a theory. It is flight, realized in its most elegant form. It is silence where there was noise. It is freedom where there was friction. It is a beginning, an open door to the skies. And behind that door lies more than just travel, lies the potential for clean logistics, decentralized power grids, education in unreachable corners, health access at the speed of need, and mobility not as a luxury, but as a human right. Maxwell is not alone anymore. A movement is forming, one that doesn't wear suits or hold patents for profit alone, but one that shares, builds, mentors, and scales, the kind of movement that rewires industries and redefines futures. Africa is no longer waiting. It is leading. It is teaching the world to fly again. But this time on different principles, on equity, on harmony with the environment, on access, on soundless, seamless, signal-powered flight. And when we look back from the future, when RF towers dot every landscape and clean aircraft stitch the continents together, we'll remember this moment, this flight, this leap, not as a miracle, but as the obvious next step. Because when you listen closely, the air is full of possibilities. You just have to tune in. The sky is no longer the limit. The sky is the signal, and the signal is strong.